I felt that the best way to run this campaign...
Warren, you'll listen to me on how to run a campaign. You do well when you listen to me.
I do, Duchess.
We conducted an old-style front porch campaign from our home in Ohio. Friendly delegates would travel to meet us. I would do plenty of smiling, and Warren would utter platitudes and pleasantries, praising a return to the good old days when small-town values meant so much, as opposed to Mr. Wilson's internationalism and crusade to make the world safe for democracy. The whole country was tired of that, as Warren put it so nicely.
America's present needs are not heroics, but healing, not nostrums, but normalcy, not revolution, but restoration, not submergence in internationality, but sustainment in triumphant nationality. I do have a way with words, don't I, Duchess?
Yes, Warren Harding, but you misread a word. The word is normality, not normalcy. But no one seemed to care. Warren was such a good-looking and nice man. As a matter of fact, the reporters picked up on that mistake and made the 1920 campaign slogan out of it. Back to normalcy, meaning a return to small-town values. It also didn't hurt that we had the support of Hollywood, with even Al Jolson contributing a campaign song.
It was what the people wanted to hear. The result was a landslide victory over James Cox and his vice president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, 60% to 34% of the popular vote. Of course, this was the first election in which women could vote, so my attractiveness to them didn't hurt. Besides that, we picked up seats in the Senate, giving the Republicans a 20-seat advantage, and in the House a 147-seat advantage. I was 55 years old when inaugurated, and the Duchess was 60, the oldest First Lady to that time. Oh, and by the way, it might be hard to believe, since the country was almost 140 years old, that I was the first man to go directly from the Senate to the White House. A world super government is contrary to everything we cherish and can have no sanction by our republic. But America is ready to participate in any program to lessen war and promote that brotherhood of mankind, which must be God's highest conception of human relationship.
Well, Warren Harding, I got you the presidency. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Well, may God help me, Flossie, because I'm going to need it. I knew my expertise and knowledge were limited, as I confided in a letter to a friend. I don't know what to do or where to turn in this taxation matter. Somewhere there must be a book that tells all about it, and maybe I couldn't read it if I found it. There must be a man somewhere who could weigh both sides and know the truth. Well, I don't know where he is, and I don't know how to get him. My God, this is a heck of a place for a man like me. So I surrounded myself with a cabinet of great minds. Charles Evans Hughes as Secretary of State, Andrew Mellon at Treasury, and Herbert Hoover as Secretary of Commerce. But I also had my friends to think of, so Harry Doherty became Attorney General, Charles Forbes, head of the Veterans Bureau, and Dr. Charles Sawyer, White House physician, with plenty of other friends getting federal posts.
I reopened the White House to the public, as visits had been restricted during the war, and because of Mr. Wilson's illnesses. Telling one White House staffer as he went around pulling down the shades to keep the people from looking in, let them look if they want to. It's their White House. I'd often bound down the stairs and take over visitors' tours. However, I always made sure to wear lace inserts and a wide black velvet band, often studded with a bauble, to cover the wrinkles in my neck. Lots of rouge to give my face a youthful glow, and hats. Hats with large plume feathers. I also saw to it that I took care of my girls and my boys. My girls were the growing crop of female reporters in Washington. I made greater use of public relations than any First Lady before me. At informal meetings with my girls, some even taking place in my bedroom, I'd pass along all sorts of important information, on the condition that they not cite me as their source. In return, They kept my illnesses and other health conditions of the president either sugar-coated or out of the papers altogether. Such things as a brush with death that I had in 1922, which prompted me to write in my diary. The one thing that counts when you're down in the valley of death is material things count for nothing. What have you done for human beings?